Okay, today we will discuss about the muscle culturing system. We already studied about muscles. Muscles are belonging to Mytilidae family. We studied in mollusk chapter mollusk, Perna viridis and Perna indica mussels. They are belong to Mytilidae family. They are bivalves actually. So today we will only study about the culturing system. All other things you already studied. So first we have to select a suitable area for the culturing. So the site should be unpolluted, because they are filter feeder and they are very sensitive, so the area should be unpolluted, and there should be rich plankton, area should be rich with plankton, or plenty of plankton should be available there, otherwise they cannot survive because they are filter feeders, so they have to feed the planktons by filtering the water. So there should be plankton, plenty of plankton should be available there. Then next one is about the water current. Moderate water current is preferable because otherwise it will be negatively affect the mussel population. Next one, the salinity range, that is between 30 to 35 ppt, and there will be a temperature range. Optimum temperature range is between 21 to 30 degrees Celsius. That's about the site. So first one, the area should be unpolluted, then plankton should be there, then moderate water current, salinity range is between 30 to 35, and about the temperature, that is between 21 to 30 degrees Celsius. That's about the site. And we can collect the seeds of mussel, and the seeds of mussels are called spat. We can collect the spat by placing a rope or bamboo or small things like any substratum. We can place the substratum like rope or poles on the natural bed of mussels. Okay, so they will attach to the substratum and we can collect this substratum to our site. That's about the collection. And we can also produce artificially these spats in our in our laboratory by using different biotechnological methods that give us more yield. So that is also a good idea. Next one is about induced spawning. We can induce the mussel for spawn. We can induce the mussel to spawn. That means we have to select a mature adult and healthy mussels for spawning, and we can make them spawn by sensitizing the adductor muscle. You can see adductor muscles in this image. We can stimulate this adductor muscle so they will spawn, and we can also dip these mussels in 6% of hydrogen peroxide for 2 hours, and the pH range should be 9, that means alkali range. Then we can also use another medium, that is ammonium chloride or barium chloride. Then we can also stimulate, we can also induce the spawning by increasing the temperature, water temperature. So this and gradually to rise by 4 degrees Celsius. This last method, that is the water temperature rising, that is the most suitable method or a widely used method, and it is safe compared to the other method. So there are different methods. We can sensitize the adductor muscle, or we can stimulate the adductor muscle. We can dip in solutions like hydrogen peroxide, barium chloride, ammonium chloride, and then we can also change the temperature of the water. So these all activities, possibly they will induce the spawning. Okay, so male will release sperm and female will release egg. So after external fertilization they will develop a larva. We already studied about the larval form of mollusk. So they will release a free swimming larva, and this larva, we can rear this larva in hatcheries. Okay, we need some hatcheries for the rearing of larva, and in these hatcheries we have to rear this larva. They feed on small unicellular algae. These larvae feed on unicellular algae. So after 20th day or during 20th day, they will attach, these free swimming larvae will attach to the coir rope or shell, small shells of coconut. That means substratum, they will attach to substratum. And now these larvae, or when they attach to substratum, now it is called spats. These are spat. So we have the seed of the mussel. So there are two methods. We can actually collect these pads from natural resources. Okay. Otherwise, we have to induce spawning by collecting, or we can use our own collection of mussels, mature, healthy male and female individuals, and we can induce them to spawn. And after spawning, we have to collect the spat. After the spawning, we have to rear the larva, then we have to collect the spat, and we can use different culture method for the further culturing. Okay, so we will discuss about bottom culture, pole culture, raft culture, and long lane culture, rack culture. Okay, last. So first one is about bottom culture. Bottom culture means we have to attach this spat to a hard bottom, some hard substratum, and we can place in the bottom. That's about bottom culture, and this is widely used in shallow waters. But in India, it is not common. Okay, we can transfer this seed, we can attach them into a hard substratum, and we can place in shallow water. That's about the bottom culture. And next one is about the pole culture. This is pole culture. You can see this is the egg and egg of the mussel, and this is bottom pole culture. That means we have to use a pole. It is practiced in muddy coast with high tidal variation. Then we have to use a wooden pole. You can see a pole here. Okay, wooden pole with 3 to 6 length is not needed. So we have to use a pole. Then put into the bottom of the selected intertidal areas of the sea. So we use this in intertidal areas. So plastic sheets, we can use plastic sheet. You can see some nets are here, so we can use plastic sheet as well. By using this plastic sheet, we can cover and protect the bottom of the pole. And this spat collected on the coir rope, we already discussed that reared larvae will attach to the substratum, or we can collect spat naturally from the resources. So this spat attached to the substratum, we can place in this net tubings and wrap around the poles. Okay, so we have to wrap this substratum or the tube around the pole, and we can protect by covering by plastic or net around the pole. This spat collected on the coir rope are placed in the net tubings and wrapped around the poles or suspended. This is one method, or we can suspend. That suspended method is in your textbook, page number 251. You can also suspend the rope from the pole. Okay. So there are two methods are there. We have to collect the spat on the rope, and we can wrap the rope around the pole, or we have to suspend the rope from the pole. There are two methods. First method, that is the wrapping around the pole, is in this image, and suspended method is in your textbook, page number 251. Okay, that is about the first one. Simple method, we have to collect the spat on a rope, and we have to suspend it, or we have to wrap it around the pole. Next one is about raft culture. You know raft. This is a raft. Okay, raft culture, it is suitable for intensive aquaculture, and here the mussels are grown on rope. Okay, there are ropes are here suspended from the raft. So this raft or the rope are suspended in water column from this raft. Then this raft, we can all this is raft. There are so many floats attached on this raft to float in water, and there are so many rope suspended from this raft, and spats are attached to this rope from the raft, so they will grow on this rope. Okay, so we have to hang large number of thick coir rope from the raft. So this spat should be here, suspended from the raft. So they will grow in this suspended coir ropes. That is the raft culture. Next one is about rack culture. Okay, this is rack culture. Rack culture means we have to, in raft is actually not attached to the bottom, but here in case of rack culture it is attached to the bottom of the sea or in the water column. So in rack culture we have to fix the rack by using wooden pole into the sea bottom. So above the water column the horizontal wooden platform is made. So the platform is above the water level, and a horizontal wooden platform is made, and from this platform mussel seeds are placed within synthetic net tubes and suspended downwards. Same method, a single difference: in raft culture the column whole thing raft is suspended in water column, or it is floated in water column, but floating in water column. But in case of rack culture the rack is attached to the bottom. That is the difference, and we can suspend the rope or synthetic net tubes from the rack. That's about the rack culture. And one last method, that is the long line culture. That is also simple method. Okay, long line method means we have a long line, horizontal lines are there. You can see these are the horizontal line, upper region. These are the horizontal line, and these are serially placed. That means this is water column, textbook page number 252. I will show you. Water column. So long lines are placed horizontally. Okay, so and we have to keep some floats here for we have to tie this rope to somewhere else. Then synthetic ropes are here, and these synthetic ropes are suspended from the long line. Rope containing spat are hung down vertically. This is adopted in shallow estuaries. In shallow estuaries we can use this method. In sea also this method is used. So we have a horizontal line, and vertical lines are hang down from the horizontal line. This is about the long line culture. This is used in shallow estuaries. So this is about the culturing methods, different culturing method of the mussels. Then we have to harvest the mussel. Okay. So then when the mussels reach a marketable size, we have to collect. That means we have to remove the mussels manually from the substratum. That means in synthetic net or rope, and we have to wash these mussels. Then we can separate the mussel. You can see in this image we can separate the shells of the mussel by using a special knife. This is not a knife. We can separate the valves of the mussel or the shells of mussel by using a special wedge. Okay, and the mussels with the different sizes are sorted. There are different grades of mussels. According to size we can sort the meat, and we can market the mussel. This is about the culture methods. I think it is clear. So there are different culturing method: bottom culture, pole culture, raft culture, long line culture, and rack culture. In pole culture we use a pole and we suspend or wrap the rope around the pole. Next one, in raft culture, it is not attached to the bottom. The raft, the spat with the rope is suspended from a raft. Then next one is about long line culture. In long line culture, we have a horizontal line, and the spat substratum or the rope or synthetic net with the spat is hang down from the synthetic horizontal line, or the horizontal line, not synthetic, horizontal line. That is called long line. Then next one is about rack culture. Rack culture is similar to raft culture, but the rack is attached to the bottom, and a rope or synthetic net is hang down from the rack attached to the bottom. This is about the culturing method. So thank you.